Hello there. These are your affirmation cards for self-care. You're getting 6 to a page and there are 8 pages, so that's 48 cards altogether. And then you get a bonus done for you page. So it's just one page, so that's total of 6. And then you're also going to get my bonus digital paper. And the one that's done for you, I've used those bonus paper as the background and then just change some of the fonts and add a little more clip art to it. Just to show you quickly, I am going to make a copy of this. Quickly how to do it. I'm going to click the first bonus paper and I want it to be a little bigger, so I'm going to double click on the digital paper and then I'm going to drag it out how I like it. So that's how I like it. And then I'm going to change the effects for the quotes. So I'm going to effects, and for this I'm going to go to background, change it from, I'm just going to make sure first so you can see I'm not going to have it spread too much, so just a little bit. So I'm going all the way down to 0, or not even a little bit, just 0. And I'll make it a little more round, or maybe not so round. And here if you have it at 0, then it's just going to be sharp corners. Okay, so I'm going to change that and then change this into white. Okay, and that's how it looks like this, the first one. And the second one, I'm going to pick this red. Same thing, I'm going to double click on it, move it out a little bit, make it a little bigger. And for this, I'm going to take an element, which is the square, make it a little bit smaller, drag it up into here so it fits the quotes. And I'm going to, of course, first make sure they're aligned. So I'm going to click the card, click the rectangle that I just created, go to position, make sure it's centered, middle, and then you want to double click on the words and that rectangle, and also make sure they're middle and center. You don't have to, but I like to have them in the middle of the square. So then we're going to change the rectangle into white. Okay, let's see what else I did here. I changed the fonts also for 2 words, and let's see. So you're just going to highlight the word that you want to change, go into your fonts, and it's Malibu, and you're like, oh, see, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. I'm telling you, it's very picky at times, because sometimes you can't just select one word like I did here. Literally, I just did this like 5 minutes ago and it worked. So it really has depend on, see, that works, but it's when you have all caps in graffiti, it's really not so pretty. So then you have to kind of retype it again in smaller words. And then if you don't want the dots to be that font, you just cut it and then paste it again. And now change this, it automatically changed to canvas sans, so then now you can put it back there. And also the same thing with peace. You're going to have to change it to Malibu and then make it into a I mean, you could just delete it and then just write. You don't have to make a cap first and then type it over, but that's how I did it. So there. And now you can also select this, make it a little bit smaller, select this and make it a little bigger. You could type in the, if you know your font size. I just like to see what it looks like, because sometimes I don't like it too big, so I just increase it a little bit just to see. And you see how there's space gap between these, and this is close together. So what we can do is we go like this, select them all, go to spacing. Let's see, of course I have to like go like that just to, let's see if they, a little bit Sometimes you have to play with it, and sometimes it might work out. And remember this little period that you have here? You have to do it with you. Like that. You might have to make it bigger too, so that it matches up with these other words. And if it doesn't work out the way you like, you basically have to do this. Cut, paste. So now it's a totally separate font, a separate just by itself. So now you can move it freely by itself, and it's sometimes easier to change the font that way. But if you have my template, then at least you have all your quotes there already. Even if you have to just type it over again, you have something that you don't really have to think up on your own. So yeah, so that works a little bit better. But I was able to do this one just without changing. You see, the only thing that's out is the period. So let me make it actually a little bigger for you. So sometimes when you're doing this, changing the fonts, it might be a little difficult because sometimes it'll let you and sometimes it won't. And for the next one, what I did was, let's see, and of course for this, if you want the white to stand out the box, you go to here, the border style. So you can have a border like this, and you could make it thinner or thicker. I just normally go to 1. And you could also change the color of your borders. So it can be any of those colors, or you can use the little color tool and do that. So now you have a pretty, that's even prettier than this one, right? And of course this one's a little higher, but you get how it is. And this one is, let's say I used this one, drag in. And what I did was I chose another element, which is the circle. And from the circle, I just, almost similar to what I did here, I just, make it smaller so it fits nicely around your quote. Not quote, but your affirmation, sorry. And then you just change this to either white, and then change the border to something, even that's pretty nice. So you can change it to this or this. Of course, with these, you should make it, I think I like it when it's not so prominent, but maybe like as a dash, and then change the color of it. Like even that is kind of cute. Or you could just grab on to any of the other color here, like this. And if you don't like it like that, then go back and change it to this. Okay, so similar to this, and I just basically changed the color of the fonts to something a little not so hard like this. It seems like if you find a softer color, it's a little more peaceful to look at, because it's like I am at peace, right? So just make it like even this green, and then you could change the outside to a different color, or you can have it, let's see, a pink color, like pink color. Yeah, see, that seems a little more like cheery and peace with yourself. And I just noticed the circle is not in the middle, so we want to select the rectangle and the circle, and then position it in the middle. Okay, and then once you do that, you're gonna have to move your fonts up a little too. Okay, so there you go. That's number 2. And then let's see, all the other ones are similar. This one I'm just playing around with the fonts. It's you need to play with the fonts. You can change your card up so many different ways just by changing the effects of the fonts. So let me see which one. I'm just gonna select one. And now if I go here, select effects, I am going to do this one and change it to white, and see how noticeable it is now. Like this is the original, and now all I'm doing is making the outline and changing it from gray to white. Okay, that just really brings it out. And if you want to also soften this a little bit, the black, just go to here, font, color, and then just pick something. It definitely should not, I don't think it should be pink. It could. I mean, it's kind of cute, but I think it should be like more like a green, just because everything is full of pink already. And then if you go back into effects, you're thinking, well, maybe I can have the thickness a little bit there. See, the thickness fills it out a little more. So you just have to pick which one. There you go. And let's see this one. I'm doing a little bit differently, but and this one I will show you right now, because the other one is similar to what I've been doing. Hold on, which one is it? It's sorry, that's me moving back and forth. Sorry for the headache. I'll make it a little bigger. This is a 12 by 12 pattern paper, so you can actually use it in other projects. And now I'm going to add that rectangle, the square, to make a rectangle, or you just keep it as a square. But yeah, let me just do this, and I'm going to change it to white. You can really change it to any color. I just like to do it white. And then from here, what you can do is you can actually do the change this transparency down, so that you get a little bit of the background. And of course, as always, you can change this. See, I always do that, and then it always has to be changed to lowercase. Okay, and this one too. All right, and there you have it. So now if you notice, it's kind of hard to see exactly where you should cut these cards, right? I'm just gonna leave this alone because I know you get what the deal is. Yeah, because it's basically the same as the first card, this one. So let's say you want to do an outline on each card, and it's already outlined actually for you. Just go to position, go to layers, scroll all the way down until you see this. They've been grouped together just to make things a little bit easier for you. So what you can do now is just go like this, layer, and then bring to front. And now you have these little dash line around each card so that your buyers know exactly where to cut them. Okay, and if you want to change them, you can do that too. Like, you can change this to a gray, like a, not that gray. Okay, don't change it that way. It's just way too like this. And you could also change it to not the dash, but more like the dotted line, as they say. And then let's see what this, oh, you don't want the rounded corner, so you can also do that. Let's see, body weight, so you can also make it like, see, you could also change the border weight, but we don't want it to be that big. We definitely want it smaller. I normally have it out of 1, so that's how you can do that. Now if you wanted to just go back, you just go to here, layers. See, it's on the top right now. You can also go to range and then just go back, because the reason why I have it in the back first is because you won't be able to drag and drop your patterns in. So let's see here. Go here. I'm picking a pattern. I'm going to drag it in. It's not going to work because the top layer is the outline, the dotted outline. So it's not going to let you. So that is why it is in the back layer. So you move it to the back. And now if I go back, I can drop. Okay. And then sometimes if you have something like a darker background, like and also remember that you can also just change the color of you don't always have to put patterns or graphics or photos. You can just basically change the color of your frames. So now you can just change this into a white. Okay, and you are done. And then you could just add some other elements into your, of course I recommend probably something else, but it's up to you. Let's see, self-care, right? We search for self-care. And remember, if you're using Canva, anything Canva, please read their terms of use. Let's see, blah 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 blah. You could even, here's one with a quote right in here. Let's see, we're just trying to find something like this. You can just drag this here, and right like that, and there you go. you are done with that one. And same thing with photos, right? So photos, here's some photos right here. I'm just going to pick one that's free to show you. Okay, let's see. This is kind of cool. Let's do. Okay, it always is hard to do this. Just drag it in, right? Take these out. I wouldn't recommend doing that one per se, but maybe this one right here. This is good. And then you could also make this smaller. There you go. That's kind of perfect actually, right? So there. Like that. Okay. And I believe that's it. So patterns, photos, and colors. And you could also do videos. Like if you're, I don't know when you would want to do is it better because it's an affirmation card, but you can make affirmation videos. Like just you can even sell affirmation videos, right? Just like a flip book or something. Oh, I don't know. That's a good idea. So yeah, you can actually go like this. Let's see this one. Put it in. Plop. And let's see. Self-care. Self-care videos. Yep. You can also just, yeah, you can kind of even from just, these are affirmation cards, but of course you can take all these quotes and things and put them into a video for your Instagram or your blog, right? I mean, it doesn't really have to be just for as affirmation cards, right? So here you can put his here. There you go. All right. I hope you enjoyed that tiny little tutorial, which actually took longer than I anticipated. Sorry about that. But of course, as always, I hope you find it useful and learn other ways that you can quickly change up your affirmation cards, and also techniques on how to change it up with other products that you buy. So thank you so much for buying my affirmation cards for self-care, and I will see you next time. Please, if you haven't done so already, please follow me on my store, Hippo and Kiwi Studio on Creative Fabrica, so that you will get that little notification in your email whenever I upload anything to my store. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.